Alright, so today I was over at a house of my dad's co-worker's father-in-law, and I have a couple videos from there. I've put up one using his great big Lincoln arc welder, and he's 77, so I got to interview him, and that will be coming out before too long. But there's a lot of old welding rods over there. It would be really amazing. Best Saturday afternoon I've had in a very long time. And I got to go through all of them, look at them, and take some home too. Said if I could use them or mess around with them, just take some. I'd always know where there's more. So starting off here, this is a it's a nickel arc, old nickel arc coated, an arc alloy container, but it's a mixed batch in here. These are dusty, mostly, yeah, they're all old and crumbly, mostly 6012, 3/32 6012. So we'll be revisiting 6012 in a later video, because my first one I did on, I was using 5/32, and my welder just could not put enough amperage output for it to weld right. He said he got a lot of the rods. They were just huge, just a whole cartload of them. So he got a lot of them from like a welding shop sale like 16 years ago. He was going out, an old guy, really old welder over there. So I see, this might be a while, but hey, I'm thinking that's a 6011. Yeah. A few small 6011s in here. A lot of these old 7018s, I think that's what they were. They have no identification markings or colors on them. Are just absolutely crumbling in dust. To the side. Any that probably aren't really going to be worth keeping too much to probably pull out. I just grab a handful. That one's a crumbly. No, he probably didn't. See, that's a 6011, got a red band. It's just, this one's gone. I could just burn it down at that point, but probably didn't watch this to click on this to watch me just sort through rods. I really should do that later and get to all the neat stuff that I have brought home with me. So without further ado, yeah, that's, let's see if I can see that. You can see it. I can see it, obviously. Where's the camera lens? Good grief. I love overexposure of camera lens. Oh yeah, it's tough, trust me. That's 6012, little 6012, got them 6011s mixed in there. So next I've got this. I'm not sure what it is, no markings. And some of them I took out of containers, and I probably knew what it was by the container, but I forgot. Yeah, no markings. It's not rusty, because it could be some stainless, I don't know. White. And I have my drill bit card, which I used to come in handy. It was handy sometimes. It's a 5/32. The 7016. Look at that. Look at the big rod. That's, it almost fits in a 1/4 inch, but it's, I'm pretty sure it's a 9/32. It fits in the 17/64 hole. But it could be just some rust bubbling up on it. See, I'm going to run out of room. Stuff's going to start rolling off here. I'll have to reorganize it. This is another 7016. I realize that's mostly out of frame, isn't it? Yeah, I've been looking down at my hands and not where this is. Fuzzy. That was really neat. Got to see all that. Got some 6012. I have some 6012, but it's all 5/32. So the 1/8 inch will come in handy later. 5/32 6012. This is an 1/8 inch, I believe. This is a 316 HF DCT. Focus. There we go. Not sure what that is. I think it's a stainless alloy. Several of those. 6012. Unmarked and unknown. Another unmarked unknown rod. Now, I wish I knew what some of these were. The white flux, I think, is mostly 6011, 6010. But it's not always the case. We've got a 8010. That's still out of focus, isn't it? I tap the screen every time. 8010 pipe liner, ARC 80. Nice. Got some 7018. I got a bunch of the pipe liner 8010. I gotta get that welding generator working. This is a BU90. I do not know what that means, but it's pretty neat. Some of those in here. I got 3 containers of, oh, actually they were empty containers. Put rods in, gave it to me, so more unmarked stuff. This reminds me of unless it's marked, of a 7010. It has those 3 green spots on it. The 7010G I have looks just like that. What am I going to do with them? Well, I like to do something with it. Maybe someday I'll get a business going or something. Get some more 8010, more unmarked rods. It'd be neat to have a business or something, or a side welding job. I would need a welding generator that is, you know, maybe probably a designated truck too. Looks like a 7024 or 8010 unmarked rod. I don't know how boring this is going to get. For me, it's pretty interesting. Unmarked rod and 8010. I was hoping, well, that probably sounds greedy. I was hoping there'd be like more of the rods that you just can't find anymore. You know, like the 6014 or 7011. He said he's 7011, but I didn't see any. That's a 30816, 6012, 316L 16. Yeah, 316, 16. Stainless rod alloys are kind of funky in the way that the numbering on them fluctuates a lot, but they always seem to be around. Stainless alloys never seem to go out of production. Like, no matter, you can find some weird exotic one like 312, 16, 342, 16. I don't know, and you can look it up and they would still have it for sale. Doesn't seem that way with carbon steel rods. 8010 appears to be 7024, some unmarked rods again. Welding Rod Wednesday. I don't know if I'd do that. That would be interesting. 7018. I'm starting to bust up. This is a 6012, 5/32. Another unmarked rod. New designations. No, I have all these all on a camera, aren't I? Yeah. I need to have my hands over here, but I have them up to my face because that's what I'm looking at. You didn't miss a whole lot, though. 8010, 6012. More of what I think is 7024, more 6012. If 6012 is good or not, I'm going to find out because I didn't like it before. 30816. More 6012, and more BU90, butane. That's a massive one. It's very lightweight. Wow. It's kind of weird. Like, compared to the weight of the 8010, well, 8010 looks like it's a larger diameter by a bit. This feels incredibly lightweight. Fascinating. More of those 24 looking ones. Does it have anything on it? Looks like just dirt. Hang on. Yeah, it looks like just dirt stains or something. $6011, that's a little $6011. BU90, or what I think is a 7010. Unmarked and 8010. 70? Yeah, 7018. I thought it was 70 something else. Here's some other stuff. 316 ELC 15. Not sure what the 316 ELC 15 is. These look like little 6013s, I'm guessing. ELC and 6012. More of the ELC. 7018. I think if it's upside down, it looks like 8014 almost, but it's not, sadly. 8014 is one of those rods I'm not sure that actually existed. It's like unconfirmed for me. ELC. See, I keep moving my hands back. I just got it up here. That was a 31016. Never heard of 31016 before. But I guarantee you it's still out there, just like most other stainless rods. 7018, ELC, ELC, 6012, BU90. Our neighbor's got a great big Miller welding machine, so I could use if I ever needed to borrow it. He wanted me to teach him how to weld at some point. I did some, well, I did teach him. Well, show him. I showed him some stuff. I'm not a certified weld teacher. Speaking of which, I need to renew my cert here next month. 6012. I think these are more of the 6013 kind of stuff. Unconfirmed. No color dots on them. More 31016. Let's see, we got unmarked. Ah! Dropping some on the floor. Yeah, that's 31016. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. There's the tiny ones I was looking for. And there goes that. I gotta get these back in the container before I make a mess. I don't need these busting all over the floor. Oh my word. Let me put some stuff to the side here quick. You know, I'll just pull out one. Okay, so there's these. Little tiny things. These are less than 1/16 in diameter. This is like way tiny. This is tinier than 1/16, about half that size. And it looks like a sparkler, but I do not believe that it is. They look an awful lot like a... If you see on my previous interview with Bill, he had that old tiny welder from the 1940s, had some rods in there that look pretty similar to this. It's tiny rods. They had really long electrode and just some flux in the end. I found 3 of these in total. It's always blurry. I thought those were pretty interesting. Not sure what's up with them. Okay, continuing on. Clean that up. Next container. This is like where I say, hey, like and subscribe if you want to see more. Well, it just sounds so cringy, but it would seriously be nice if I could actually get a Hey people, yeah, great viewer. Everybody sounds like what, 55 subscribers. But that'd be cool. Anywho, this is brazing. Great big torch brazing rod. Got some pink color left to it. It's not impressive. You know, oxy-fuel welding. We've taken one of these great big things. Imagine brazing with that. That would be crazy. Pretty interesting. I cannot edit on the computer because the Wi-Fi is too bad. I cannot upload it from it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at that. That's a big rod. It reminds me of 7018. It's got one green spot on it. And like, I'm looking up stuff online for other rods, like, oh, what's a top spot and the spot on the side? It's like, no, some of them have rings around them, and it's like not a lot of identification for that. And a lot of older rods, there's no, can't speak. The spot on top is no longer going to be colored; it's going to be rusted off. It's pretty impressive. I believe that is a 11/30 seconds because I kind of looked at it before. Yep. Or a 21/54. It does kind of fit through there too. 11/30 seconds seems more viable, I think. Did I already go through this one? No, that was the other one. There's another 7016. And me not. There we go. That's better. And then I bet you've never seen any of these before. This is pretty interesting. Look at that. Conjoined welding rods. From the factory where they were, before they were cut. Just end to end. You know, the flux compressed on there, electrode the bare part in the middle, and it keeps extending out that way. You can cut them to whatever length you want. Now that's something you do not see every day. That is pretty neat. Trim some flux off one and just run a really long electrode. You better look at that. Here. 7018. We'll get to that in a second. This appears to be unmarked. Hard to tell. It'd be neat if it wasn't. Yeah, I think it is unmarked. And this is a, nope, the, whatchamacallit, workbench. This is a hard alloy, 118. Which, I'm assuming is some sort of hard facing or something. When I say there's a lot up there, there was a lot. There's more of what I think is 7010, 7018, unmarked. There's a big nickel cast iron right there. That's an XY. Let me read this. Looks like an XYGON 2-24. Xeragon. I don't know. Some company that probably no longer exists. Another hard alloy. Maybe it's just I'm tired and I need to eat more food. I can't pronounce words. Unknown rod. And then there's a 7018. We're rolling off again. 7018 unmarked. Yeah, I don't have the utilities to do a lot of what I might like to do. It's a WH. Right there, just WH. Big cast iron. That's a big Eutectic. Remember Eutectic 27? No, you probably haven't seen it, have you? But this is a some like Eutectic premium something. unmarked, marked car. And then there's another cast iron nickel rod. His history. 7018. I want to do a full document on welding rods, and I would like to start on that here soon. Start writing up some of them. Unmarked cast iron. Wait. I said something on it. It's probably known as alloy. Carbon alloy. Now this is a yellow dot on the top. So if you know what that is, cool. Another yellow dotted rod. Unmarked. I think it's cool anyway. 7018, 6013, WH. Unmarked. Thing is, at a certain point in time, they only had the color coded. So if you don't have the original box and the colors are gone, you're gonna have a lot of trouble figuring it out. Oh, what's this? I don't remember grabbing this. It's a greenish gray color to it. Yeah, it's a blue and yellow tip on the top. It looks brassy. Like be used for like a brass alloy or something. 7024, 7018, 7018, 7018. This is a 347-16. How about that? Oh yeah, let's do the eutectic ones. If I can get some of this off. I have 3 of them, I think. Where's that lens at? Over here. So look at that. Won't focus well. It's like a double layered top. There's this right here, and then there's another layer of metal around it. So it's like, I don't know if it's some sort of core inside this, but I found it very interesting. I don't know what's up with that. $7018 unmarked 3 green spots, probably a 7010 guesstimating. This is all 7018. I was told that the welding shop, a lot of these rods are from the guy like the Horde 7018. I probably won't be one of those old people someday. If welding rods aren't beyond obsolete by then, or the world hasn't ended. That's probably like, what, half an hour? Oh well. 7018M. This is all 6013 and some 7018. 6013 is that tan stuff. And we got a 308-16. These are the eutectic ones. You can get a much. That's a 316-16, 6013s. These right here, I don't know what these are. I have several of these I brought. They're just like a shiny, looks like a brushed metal core to something. Like some sort of nickel alloy, maybe. I don't know. It's just what it is. Some really, really, really thin stuff. It's the 16th. Yeah, that's 16th inch. Anywho, as I was saying with the eutectic here, you can get a whole lot better view with this stub here. Boo, won't focus. You can see that right there. It's like a double layered rod or something. I'm not going to buy a GoPro right now, okay? But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I got some old 1950s Airco supply catalogs in the mail the other day. I'd ordered off eBay, so that'll be pretty neat. Actually, I already looked through them, and there are a lot of welding rods in there that I didn't know existed, and obviously don't exist anymore, at least in production-wise. The E4510. Yes, there was a welding rod that went down to 45,000 pounds of tensile strength. There's more of that, mark on that? No, there's more of it. It's some sort of metal alloy. It's just unmarked stuff. Well, why did I say that? It's not unmarked. I'm just not thinking. 6013. What is this? Recall grabbing this. A WW36. Huh. That's interesting. Do not know what that is. And I just got the remains of a cast iron rod and a 316-16 left in the bottom. Got that cleaned up. Moving on to the last container. I'll get this all properly organized by kind later and pull out all the ones that are rusting apart. We've got a McKay GP. McKay general purpose, I would assume. McKay no longer exists. Sad. Ooh. More McKay GP. 7024. Look at the font on that. Wait, you probably can't. Whatever. The 7024 font that's printed on there. It looks old. I was told many of these rods are from the 1940s. Something pink and unmarked. Reminds me of those arc alloy rods I have in the container over there. These are, I don't know what they are. They have a red stripe, red identification stripe at the top. More McKay GP rods with the red stripe. And this tannish pink colored one. I'll have to compare it to my arc alloy ones then. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I saw a number of arc alloy containers there. Unmarked small rod, McKay GP, more pink stuff, more red tipped rods, more of the same. I don't remember all what I had in here. That's probably not surprising. Here is a 32015. It's another one of those. It doesn't focus on anything. Come on. Guess you'll have to take my word for it there. 32015. Another one of those crazy alloys. Stainless steel alloy rods. There goes one of those things. There's another old 7024. Finally, a handful of 32015s. Yeah, that's what I've got. One more thing, but I'll clean this up first. Alright, I got a handful of rods from work. Look at. And I don't know how to make a thumbnail. I don't think that I'll be taking YouTube to the point like, I'm trying to make a living. No. I don't want to make a living off YouTube to that extent. I don't know what that is. All these are from work. Well, they picked up. This is probably a 7018. Now these are, let me pull them out, 1950s. No identification, no numbers. The red orange stripe. Did a little orange stripe. Not a little orange stripe on this one. These were up above the tool room door, up in a piece of C-channel down below the top of the door frame. And the door above that was painted in 1955. There was a date number stenciled on it. I'm not quite sure what these were. Could have been 7016, 9016. I think I want to say 6010, 6011 at that time. Also had an orange identification band, but I'm not sure. This is just pieces 7018, 7018. Not missing much with that. Find what's clear. These clearly. I got these out of the dumpster. AWS E6010. There's like some other number coding with it. It's like 9250. So I got a handful of 6010s, another 6010. All these I found on the floor or nooks and crannies. I did not take these from a actual supply station. 2 unmarked rods I found in the back. You know what? I probably just showed all those and they didn't get near the camera. Yeah, but those are unmarked, and if you didn't see the ones I was talking about with the orange stripe, that's these. Another 7018 stub. And this is probably, yeah, that's another piece of 7018. And finally, I found this underneath the tool room shelf. It's pretty neat. This is a 312-16. And from what I looked up, the 312-16 stainless alloy is the most versatile of all the stainless alloys. So that's pretty neat. I found one of those. So, all that side, that is done. Hope that was interesting to some extent. I should probably space out videos more so I don't kind of ruin anticipation, assuming there was any to begin with. But yeah, I got some ideas.